I'd say for our women's crew, having a lot of runners up front, that depth we've been lacking. And with this young, talented class that we brought in, we certainly brought in the pieces to, I guess, solve that problem. And it's really up to those individuals, whether they really have confidence in themselves and put themselves out there. Because we have a talented front group, and just need to have the second pack believe in themselves and challenge themselves. And if we have that, I think that'll be much better than last year. On the men's side, it's fairly similar. We've had a lot of depth in the past. We just need to challenge each individual athlete to really see how great they can be, and not settle back for what is comfortable, what is known. Just keep striving for excellence.
I think we definitely want to see logging mileage. I mean, that's a little thing that, was just kind of okay last year. Logging sleep, those little things that help us coach athletes better. Last year, the men's program did a much better job of that than the women's program, but then this summer, the women's program did a much better job at logging miles than the men's program did. We just want to see consistency, on that end as we continue to push the little things. I really want to see the men just continue to challenge one another, and when we get to mid-October, not become complacent about where they're at, and really see guys continue to fight for for PRs and for posterity, and try to do the best that they can do all the way through the season. And I would love to see, especially bringing in a large women's class, I'd love to see the women really go all in with this stuff. Bottom line, it's a short season. It's a short season. And once we get about a month in, I feel like too often, we have female athletes that start going back to bad habits like not getting enough sleep, not caring as much about nutrition, little things like writing themselves off. When, in all honesty, and I said this in the media day for Warburg the other day, I think our women could be, maybe next year, a podium team. And I think we're that good. I think this is a year to really, show the country what we can be. And Spitz and I see both our men's and women's programs as very deadly national programs. And we know that guys see themselves that way. I just hope that the girls can start seeing themselves that way. Because once they do, some pretty awesome things can happen. So thanks, Sam. What else? Cal.
Something I say to our athletes after every day, every run, really, do we get better? Are we a better team Monday at 6:30 p.m. than we were at 4 o'clock when we started the day? It's a building tempo. Why is it a building tempo the first month? Because nobody's really solidified a good pace, right? To say we're going to do a stationary tempo, well, what does that mean to you right now? I would rather today we get out a little on the conservative side and build, as opposed to getting out, looking at it as a race, right? Which can happen first tempos.
Tempos are tricky. The way we run tempos relies largely on feel, knowing your body, understanding effort. It all depends. How do you know that 5:20 is too fast?
There were 12 of you all together 16 minutes into the tempo. I love packs, it's great, but at some point, if we want to achieve our goals, or if we want to be a podium team, we got to have guys challenging themselves and stepping it up. We need a good 4, we need a good 5, we need a 6 and 7 who think they can be a 4 and 5. I love the pack, it was great, but we need more from you guys. So it's fine for a first tempo, hats off, we didn't go out crazy, but at the same time, we may be settling a bit too much.
Long-term development and success comes not from unattainable perfection, but consistency. That's why how you respond to failure is so incredibly important.
Was that like 5 flat pace?
Yeah.
And that's not what we want to do. Like that was completely.
One bad workout, one bad race does not set the tone for the rest of the season. It can if you let it, but it doesn't have to.
So next time we're going to do better at that, and that's going to help you guys be right in contact right there earlier.
Well, we want it all, basically. I've never been a part of 19 points. I've never been a part of 9 guys, first team all conference. So scratch that off the coach's bucket list. The women, You know, we've lost 3 in a row. We've been second 3 in a row. So, yeah, we're ranked #1 going in, but we were pretty cautious. I think in general, I'm a pretty cautious coach when it comes to these big races. Yes, we were ranked #1, but we didn't feel like we had that one in the bag. We had to go earn that one. If you think about it, you know, Karina wins conference junior, but then, you know, our #2 is a freshman, our #3 is a junior, #4 is a junior, #5 is, you know, what is our #5? A sophomore. #6 is a sophomore. #7 is a sophomore. You know, so we're pretty pleased. We hope that this is the first of many. Depth is coming. The course was a doozy. Been doing this for 16 years. Haven't really seen a course quite like that. And it wasn't just muddy, it was slick mud. All in all, I felt like we, you know, out of all the teams there on both the men's and women's side, we found a rhythm. You know, a very rhythmic team. Really pleased about that, no doubt about it. The men's race was strange. As coaches, we overcoach these things. We talk about, you know, all these different scenarios, what could happen, and, you know, things that we usually know to be true. A certain team gets out fast, a certain team builds from behind. I mean, we got them all in our conference. We got a good conference. We genuinely have a very good conference. So to score 19 points, that wasn't in the equation. I'm really pleased. I think our guys are certainly good enough to do that, but I think the conference is also good enough to prevent that, you know, from happening. I do expect, you know, to have more competition at the regional meet. But having said that, pretty sweet. And then the other piece that we haven't done, those individual titles. You talk about winning them all. So Joe Freiberger, you know, that was loads of fun. And Karina to win her second title against Cassie Rosewood. Cassie's a national champ. It's been a few races since Karina had beat her. So, you know, we're sitting around on Monday feeling pretty good about how the conference meet went.
Sure, I'm pleased with how we performed at regionals. It's hard not to be. You know, on the women's side, Carleton's ranked ahead of us. They beat us all year. I still think we can beat them, but we really came on, you know, right around 3K. It was really exciting to see. The men, we got the win, but boy, we did it wrong. We just had enough guys, you know, close the last, maybe even 600 meters. Yeah, but all in all, we're going back to nationals with 2 teams.
No.
20 minutes is the most we can do. Otherwise, we're talking like 8 to 10 minutes. Just get out there, more or less, right, eat.
About the origin of Taoism and Buddhism, which is just interesting.
Is Taoism and Taoism the same thing?
Yeah, it's pronounced Taoism.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was always confused on that.
What?